welcome. Today I will show you one of my sprint workouts. I've got multiple sprint workouts besides different types of workouts, but this is one of my favorite workouts in general to do. Today I will talk about the build-up of the workout itself, things you can play around with during the workout, other things to improve your sprinting. And keep in mind, I'm talking here about personal experiences because I'm not a professional sprinter, but I've looked on the internet, I've watched a lot of videos. This workout is actually based on a GCN video with Marcel Kittel, and I will show you the first set of my workout because this workout exists out of sets which are made out of 4 sprints with a rest period in between. And this particular workout was longer than an hour, and I don't want to make an hour-long video because that wouldn't really be interesting to watch. Before you start the workout, make sure you're warmed up very well and also make sure you're on a calm road. So now it's time to talk about the workout itself. As I already told you, this workout exists out of sets, which are made out of 4 12-second sprints with a 2-minute rest period in between. It is important that you go flat out in the sprints. Don't pay too much attention to the zone during the sprints because you just go all out. In the rest period, you want to keep it to zone 1. And in the rest period between the sets, you want to do zone 1, maybe zone 2. I like to go zone 2, like low zone 2, high zone 1. But that's more because it was very cold today. It was rainy, windy, and I wanted to stay warm. Also, the duration of this period between the individual sprint sets isn't really important. It is important that you lower your heart rate so you can go flat out again for the next set. I keep a minimum of 10 minutes. And I mostly use this period to transport and cycle to a safe location. But this period between the sets isn't that important. It's important that you can go flat out during the sprints. This is I call it a lazy training. You know, sprint training mostly is a lazy training. The sets themselves can be a bit challenging, but they should be doable. And if the sets aren't doable, if you think the sprinting is too hard, you can always lower the duration of the sprints themselves. If you think 12-second sprints are too hard, go for 6. Start with 6. If you think, 6 is pretty easy, go for 8. You know, the 2 seconds can make a difference. On the other hand, if you want to challenge yourself, you can always go for longer sprints. And I do this too sometimes. Instead of 12 seconds, I go for 20-second sprints. But I also increase the rest period between the sprints. So I go for 5-minute rest periods. So you can play with the individual sets by increasing and decreasing the time of the sprints and the rest period, which gives this workout some sort of flexibility. And I also like to play around with the cadence. For me, the magic number is 87, 86 RPM when I start a sprint. But during these sprint trainings, I also like to start off with a low cadence. And this makes the sprints a little bit harder and it feels like a strength training. I would recommend to use these workouts as a sort of experiment. You know, experiment with cadence, high cadence, low cadence. And just get a feeling for sprinting. But during a sprint workout, I never really changed gear. Maybe one sprint, but almost never change gear. So during a sprint workout, I reach RPM I wouldn't really reach during a race or during a sprint in a race. But yeah, use these sprint workouts as an experiment, experiment around, and keep in mind that it is important to put as much power down on your pedals in these 12 seconds or maybe 6 seconds, whatever you use, and get out of that saddle and just sprint as hard as you can. That's the most important thing. And maybe even more important is have fun during your sprints. I absolutely love sprinting. Another thing I would recommend if you want to improve your sprints is go to the gym. What I currently do is I do 3 strength sessions a week, and I plan that according to my cycling schedule. So in this case, the season is going to start in a few months, and cycling is going to be my priority. So I plan my cycling workouts, then I plan my strength workouts, and the schedule I use is push, pull, legs. So one day of the week I do a push workout, the other day I do a pull workout, and then I do a leg workout, which I think is the most important part. You know, get some muscle, but also train your legs. And after leg day I would recommend a rest day, of course. And what I also do is I do leg day and this sprint session on the same day. So in the morning, for example, I go for the sprint session. In the afternoon, when I'm done with my work, I go to the gym and train my legs. This is my current leg day schedule. First of all, you start off with a 10-minute easy warm-up on the bike. Then I do squats with a total of 6 sets. So the first sets are just build-up sets, basically also part of the warm-up. So I do high reps, 10 to 12, with increasing weight. And I do a 20, maybe 30 second rest. Then it's time for 3 working sets. I do this a little bit lower than the warm-up set. I do this 6 to 10 reps. At this point I'm at 90 kilograms max, and I can do that 8 till 10, depends on the day, of course. Then I go to the leg press, again 6 to 10 reps, 3 sets. Then it's time for the leg extensions, 3 sets of 8 to 10. Then I move on to Romanian deadlifts to train my hamstrings, 3 sets of 8 to 10. And then it's time for calf raises, the last workout of the day. I do this 4 sets with higher reps, 8 to 12. And then it's time to do a little cool down. This cool down really helps with reducing muscle soreness. I also highly recommend to do an active recovery after leg day. So the next day you just do maybe an hour of easy pedaling, or maybe less. You can also go for half an hour, but get some blood flow through your legs. It really helps prevent muscle soreness, especially on the second day. I think that's it for the video about my sprint workout. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I gave some useful tips as well. I will share more workouts in the future. And after all, ride safe, and I catch you next time. Bye.